landas ng silangan, bantog sa mga angking hiyas.
Hitik sa mga ngiti, kalabanan na ng panahon. Hindi mapapawi, tukso sa mga puso. Kung sa oras na masubok na, bayanihan ay makikita. Buhay sa atin noon, hanggang sa ngayon. Naniningning ang tatlong talat sang araw. Nag-uuliyok sa iyong ibang dila.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Pagkilikin ang sariling ating, ipagmalaki ang lahi mo. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Itaas ang iyong tingin, hindi mo ba napapansin?
Angat ang iyong dugo, kahit saan mang panig ng mundo. Lakas dunong talento, ipagmakaingay sa mundo na natatangi ang Pilipino. Nagniningning ang tatlong talat sang araw. Nag-uuliyok sa iyong ibang dila.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Pagkilikin ang sariling atin, ipagmalaki ang lahi mo.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Hindi pula, berde, asulo, dilaw ang magdidikta ng kapalaran mo, kundi ikaw. Pag-ibig ang pamayanihin, pag-ibig sa bayang sa'yo ay pumili. Itaas ang noo, isigaw Pilipino. Ating sariwain, dugong ipinawis, paglaya ng bayan sa pagkalingkis. Itigil ang alitan, iangat kaibigan. Pagkat mas matibay ang pamayanan kapag tayong lahat ay magtutulungan.
Sa bawat tagumpay,
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Sa kabiguan man,
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
sa ating paglalakbay.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Hindi maiiwan.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Naniningning ang tatlong talat sang araw. Nag-uuliyok sa iyong ibang dila.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy.
Nanginginig ang tatlong talat sang araw. Nag-uuliyok sa iyong ibang dila.
Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Pagkilikin ang sariling atin, ipagmalaki ang lahi mo. Sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy, sigaw Pinoy. Sigaw Pinoy,
Sigaw Pinoy, sa kabiguan, sigaw Pinoy. Saan ka man, sigaw Pinoy. Sa kabataan, sigaw Pinoy.
pagkilikin ang sariling atin, ipagmakainay sa mundo na natatangi ang Pilipino. Sigaw Pinoy.
Gisingin na ang diwa, salubungin ang umaga. Handa ka na ba? Masdan mo ang daluyong, umaagos ang pagtulong sa kapwa. Sa kapwa, may sinag sa iyong puso na hindi na maitatago. ang silong mo'y lisanin na. Liwanag mo'y sisigla kung tayo'y magsasama-sama sa lupa nating naghihingalo. Tayo ang pagbabago, sabay nating suyuin, mailap na pagkakaisa sa pagsikat ng bagong araw. Buong pusong isigaw na tayo ang pagbabago. Oh, 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 tayo. Layunin natin iisa, itaguyod ang bandila, yakapin ang pagkakaiba. Liwanag mo'y sisigla kung tayo'y magsasama-sama sa lupa nating naghihingalo. Tayo ang pagbabago, sabay nating suyuin, mainap na pagkakaisa sa pagsikat ng bagong araw. Buong pusong isigaw na tayo ang pagbabago, sabay nating suyuin, mainap na pagkakaisa sa pagsikat ng bagong araw. Buong pusong isigaw na tayo ang pagbabago. Tayo ang pagbabago. Liwanag natin iisa, kaya tayo nang magsama-sama sa lupa nating naghihingalo. Tayo ang pagbabago, sabay nating suyuin, mailap na pagkakaisa sa pagsikat ng bagong araw. Buong pusong isigaw na tayo ang pagbabago, sabay nating suyuin, mailap na pagkakaisa sa pagsikat ng bagong araw. Buong pusong isigaw na tayo ang pagbabago. Tayo ang pagbabago. Tayo ang pagbabago.
Ayan, good evening everyone. Again, it's me. Welcome to Tayo Talks. Good evening from all our viewers from across the Philippines. My name is Ryan Esalana. And for first-timers, welcome to Tayo Talks, our signature online media show that hosts various conversations on life, advocacy, people, and all things youth-related in the Philippines. So for this series of Tayo Talks, we will be dedicating it for our Tayo 20 series. And it's what? Guess what? Guess what pala yun? Guess what? It's our last episode. This is not a webinar, kaya kalmahan niyo lang, chill. For people in the comment section, feel free to converse and chika sa comment section. And jive, kasi sobrang intergenerational ng guests natin tonight. So, in particular order ba? Joke lang. In tonight we'll be joined by different batches of alumni of Tayo Awards. We go as far as Tayo 3. So without any thing further, we'd like to welcome most recent alumni. Our most recent alumni, we have Hannah Tobalinal from Sulong PH. Hi Hannah, again.
Hi, Ryan. Good evening, everybody. My name is Hannah, and yes, I'm from Sulong, Philippines. I'm very, very excited to be part again of. This is actually my second episode of Tayo Talks, and I'm really
Your first
excited.
Tayo Talks was on women, right?
Women's Month, yes.
Correct. All right. And I also think that this is the second time of our next guest, your batchmate from Tayo 19, Iron from Sage Esports. Hi, Iron. Nakamute ka. Kaya pa ba? Nakamute ka, Aaron.
Hi everyone. Hi Ryan. Good evening. Yeah, I was saying that I'm
Hello.
very excited, especially that we're being joined by, alumni that's far from this generation. But I'm really excited to learn from them as well. So really excited for tonight's show.
Hindi ako yung nagsabi nun. Pero speaking of people from the other generation, wow. Si Aaron yung
Grabe
nagsabi
yung
ng
far. Hindi ko kinaya
Kaya
yung
nga eh.
far.
Kaya nga eh. We welcome Ate Ona from Yata, from Tayo 6.
Yun, no?
Attacked. Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to be here. Ryan, congratulations. I had no idea that you were just installed as executive director. More than well deserved. So happy to be here.
Thank you,
And
Ate
of
Ona.
course with the youngsters.
Oh, sa kanya na galing Tayo 6
Yun
na
na.
galing na yung
Ayun
stage
na.
na Tayo 19. Okay, our last guest joining us tonight is record daw may record daw to siya sa Tayo kasi he won or their organization won twice. Although it's not the first, I don't know if they're the first time, pero same picture siya. So technically, under his representation, nanalo ng Tayo Awards 2 beses. This is Tayo 12 and Tayo 3. Let's welcome Kuya Cute
Hello.
from Kanlungan Pilipinas Movement. Hi, Kuya Cute.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Kumusta po yung ano po yung
Oo,
experience na 2 beses na nanalo sa Tayo?
Una-muna, kamustahin ko muna yung term na intergeneration, no? Yung Aaron sa Karay na. Grabe guys. Hindi ba pwedeng nauna lang kami sumali at siguro lang yata ako 16 years old yata ako nung unang presentation, unang pagsali namin sa Tayo. But syempre, very memorable yung 2 pagsali namin sa Tayo, no? Twice lang kami sumali pero yun, twice din kami nanalo sa Tayo Award. Tayo 3 and Tayo 12.
Ayun. So before we talk further, we would want you to introduce yourselves to our guests or to our audience tonight and to those who will be watching the Tayo Talks. Can you please introduce yourself, your name, your org, and where you're based? You want to start with Hannah?
Yep. Ayan, mas bata.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Hannah May Tabalinal. So, I'm from Sulong, Philippines, and I'm based in Cavite, but actually our organization is a pandemic-born organization. So, it's a COVID-19 baby. We're purely online. We don't have an on-site office. So, all of us, we're working from home.
Ayun. Thank you, Hannah. Ate Ona?
Hi everyone. I'm the Youth Advocates through Theater Arts. We are based in Dumaguete City and we cater to the youth here in Dumaguete. We do performances, trainings, workshops, events, but mostly it is really for different advocacies that we go for. So yan.
Thanks, Ate On. Kuya Cute?
Hello everyone, I'm Cute. From Kanlungan Pilipinas Movement. We are a national organization. We are championing education promotion, youth development, environment protection, and disaster response, and other humanitarian activities. So, we have different chapters all over the country.
Pero
Ayan.
saan po yung parang center base nyo, Kuya Cute?
Wala kasi ano na kami ngayon, decentralized na kami. So local na yung galawan. Per chapter yung ano nila, yung pag-adapt ng community. So sila yung bahala nagmamanage ng mga project.
Okay. Thank you, Kuya Cute. And of course, our
Hi, I'm Aaron.
gamer.
I'm from Tayo 19, last year's batch. I'm from San Agustin Golden Eagle Esports Organization. We bridge the gap between school and play, and of course, by providing student gamers scholarships and an avenue for safe space. So, yan. So dalawa kami ni Hannah
Ayun,
yung
diba?
last
Sobrang
year.
apart from... Correct. Ayan, so iba-iba yung tawag dito, batches ng tayo that's here and represented tonight. But more than that, sobrang varied din ng advocacy and what our guests have in store for tonight. So tamang-tama kasi we will be talking about our advocacies and what we want to do or what we want to envision or what we envision for the Filipino youth. So my first question for tonight is about you and your organization. So ano yung kwento, why or how you were able to join your organization? Like was it something na you've always wanted to do? Kaya okay, magko-commit ako sa organization na to, or was it just by chance na napadpad ko dyan? Can we start with Kuya Cute?
Alam ko lagi simula sa bata. Hindi. So ako muna. Ako yung pinakabata.
Bata po. Tayo 3. Tayo 3.
Sige. Bago lang ako sa organization namin sa Kanlungan Pilipinas. 21 years na ako. Kasi 21 years na yung Kanlungan Pilipinas. So
Wow.
actually I started the organization on 2001 as a mountaineering group. Umakit-akit na kami ng bundok noon. Then eventually naisipan namin na parang aside from recreation, aside from doing outdoor activities, bakit hindi kami gumawa ng mga outreach sa mga community na bibisita namin. So, yun, that's why dun ko na conceptualize na gawin siyang volunteer organization. Then, yun, nagsimula ng mag-recruit at mag-organize iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. So, hindi siya aksidente na matayo talaga kasi yung personal aspiration ko, especially ako na from Tondo, laking mahirap. Yun. So, yun yung inspiration ko bakit nagsimula rin yung Kanlungan Pilipinas. Dahil gusto namin matulungan yung mga kabataan, especially sa mga far-flung areas na yun, magkaroon ng access sa education, ma-influence yung mga kabataan na mag-conduct ng mga environmental protection activities. Yan. And then, syempre, yun, to inspire more Filipinos na may magagawa tayo.
Thank you, Kuya Cute. Sobrang amazing kasi this was Tayo 3 is in 2000. 2005, di ba? And sobrang galing na may ganyan na level of movement that we still see na is like nag-evolve and nag-innovate na ngayon. Ayun. Thank you, Kuya Cute. Ate Ona. Pababa pala tayo. Sige.
Yes, I joined Diata at a time when mahilig lang ako sa theater actually. I was always a musician growing up. I come from a musical family. Yung the arts was just for fun for me. I think parang I just went into at some point when I started going into theater during college. Parang gusto ko lang mag-audition ng as many shows as I can. And this was Yata was one of those because I had the artistic director of Yata was actually my co-actor in one specific play, and then she invited me on my audition for another play. So I had no idea what Yata was because alam mo yon, when you're in a private school, you're so cocooned ika nga into just within that university, and that's when I realized na wow, the arts can be used for advocacies. My purpose pala tong ginagawa ko, and it's not just to improve my skills, but really to start conversations, to create social change. And it was a beautiful journey since then because I've had so many organizations in the past, and this is the one organization na parang nag-stick talaga ako for the longest time because I believe so much in the mission, and more than that, the kind of brotherhood, sisterhood we share in the organization is so beautiful. Parang alam mo yan, we still fight. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Pero it's always it's you still feel so loved at the end of the day. So I have to say I'm very lucky that I met Yata, and even if I'm very busy now with work, it constantly reminds me how I should be as well when I work. And alam mo yon, parang when you get to be part of an organization that really strikes you so much, you can't really fully let go. I believe so. Yeah. Ano lang, by chance, as you said, but what a beautiful chance it was.
Yeah, and I'm from Dumaguete City before I moved here in Manila, and I'm a fan of what Yata does because, as far as I have observed, never like most often than not, si Yata, yung mga productions nila is always rooted on something. It's always rooted on a social cause for conversation. I think it's a really good brand for a theater group na hindi naman lahat ng theater groups always ganyan yung linya. Ayun. Speaking of deeply rooted advocacy, Aaron. Kasi
Yes,
ito, I
bro.
just wanted to pitch in na si Aaron, pinag-marry nila ang gaming and as an official sports team. It's the first
Yeah,
time that I encountered that. Aaron, go.
so it's actually pretty crazy for me to be in this in this virtual room with different advocacies, ika nga, and then different generations, like what Ryan said earlier and I said earlier. So when Kuya Cute was founding KPM back in 2005 and they entered Tayo, I was in first grade and I played a lot of video games as what kids in that generation started doing. But the honest truth about it is that I'm not actually good in playing games, but I really enjoyed seeing my cousins, seeing my grade school classmates play games with me. And then eventually, when I went to college, it felt right for me to like host tournaments, but I just realized eventually na hosting tournaments with cash prizes, it just ends there, and we wanted to do more with it. And kaya sa amin sa Sage Esports, me and the group, me and my co-founders banded together back in 2021 in the University of San Agustin, Iloilo. We did tournaments inside of the campus. It was a challenge to convince a Catholic university to host tournaments, but then eventually, because of the benefits that these student gamers will get by joining, more on camaraderie, a lot on scholarships, especially. That's something new that I'm still working on right now with my work at the Catarina. So what we've done in Sage Esports, we basically made it nationwide and eventually hope to scale it up globally. So ayun, it's a passion of mine to work in the back end. I'm not that good at games. Like I'm gonna say this again. That's why I like supporting those who are good at it.
Grabe, very groundbreaking yung work na yan kasi yun nga, like not a lot of people want to pioneer that kind of work, and Sage started it. So kaya bow down. Kaya ka nanalo eh. Joke.
Grabe naman.
Before anything else, to remind everyone that later in the episode we'll be giving away again Gcash prizes. So feel free to stick around for Gcash prize. And to those who have questions about the search, we'll entertain them later on. So ayun lang. And merong gustong ipipin ko lang siya kasi nag-hi siya. Si Miss Middle Huerto, batchmate niya daw si Kuya Cute. So ayun, we have alumni watching as well. We hope to reconnect with all of our alumni for our 20th year celebration. So stick out for our alumni updating in the next few weeks. Hannah, sorry to cut you like a very long time, Hannah.
It's okay, Ryan. So, what's my kwento? So, how did I join Sulong? Siguro before I start, I want to introduce the organization in itself. And flag ko na rin, it's gonna be a little bit of a trigger warning. Our advocacy is very sensitive in nature. So, Sulong Philippines is just provides free services to victim survivors of sexual harassment and violence. So, yung why ko talaga kung bakit ako sumali sa Sulong is because I am a victim survivor too. And for a while back, it has been very difficult for me to share this story, to even say that I am part of the victim survivor community. But because of Sulong, I am very grateful that I can say it in front with power because I am able to bring back myself as well and to reclaim that power within me. And how did I join Sulong? Actually, it was a friend of mine who started as an ambassador of Sulong Philippines. The organization started June 2020 because of the hashtag Iyako by Miss Frankie Pangilinan. It trended on Twitter actually. And then from there, we just realized that there's a lot of untold stories from the victim survivor community without I think little to no resolution at all. So this is happening. This is also a pandemic, but there was very little access to the services that they have to get so that they can also reclaim their power as a victim survivor. I was scrolling on Facebook and then she shared their PubMat about recruitment. And I was pondering, so siguro for Miss Ona, it was chance joining yata. For me, it was a risk. O parang nakita ko yung pub, I clicked on it and I said, sige na nga, sali na ako. And little did I know that it was gonna be something that's gonna change my life forever. So up until now, siguro hindi pa ako makarecover at that moment pag binabalikan ko na just because I clicked on a single PubMat on Facebook kasi at the time it was COVID nga, yun lang yung nagagawa natin, scroll, di tayo makalabas. Tapos, yun, sumali ako, I got accepted as a co-chairperson and now I am actually the chairperson of Sulong Philippines.
Grabe. Like, well, hindi naman first time to hear about Hannah's stories, but ever since like first time that I heard of Hannah and then Sulong PH, sobrang, I'd say powerful. And I feel like the power resonates so much tonight. So thank you, Hannah, for sharing that with us tonight. Pero, eto, in your orgs, alam namin na there are a lot of, as Ate Ona said, they're like brothers and sisters, but you still fight. So in your orgs, ano yung pinaka nakakaloka moment na na-encounter ninyo? Like, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear nakakaloka, like yung parang ngarag level, like it can be a big challenge or something like wild lang that your org has faced in the years that it has been in existence. Let's start with Kuya Cute.
Bakit laging sa akin? Pero si Aaron 2005 pa, buti niya, 2005 sinabi niya, 2001 ko sinimulan yung kalungan. So, ilang taong ka nun? 2001. 2005 kami nanalo na tayo.
Mga 1 year old.
2 years old. Wala pang baby shark nun. But anyway, yung sa challenging part, actually, every volunteer works or activities na ginagawa namin sa kalungan, very challenging siya, considering na until now low profile pa rin naman yung org, yung fund namin from us pa rin volunteers, tapos a few help from our friends, and then yung siguro netong pandemic yung most challenging siguro kasi una mahirap sa part namin magkita-kita or makapag-conduct dahil nga very limited siya. Tapos ano yung pwedeng gawin, no? Ano yung pwedeng gawin ng grupo considering na ganun yung situation natin. Pero hindi yun nakapagpigil sa amin to do an outreach activity sa isang community, no? Especially mga nagdaang bagyo din. Tapos isa pa dito, syempre ang nagiging problema ng org yung pagdating sa logistics part, kasi isa sa mga advocacy ng grupo yung solar power initiative. So yung pag-transport halimbawa ng mga solar panels, sa mga equipment from Manila going to Visayas, no, yung pag-aakit sa barko, mga ganun. So sobrang hirap siya sa part namin talaga, no, na considering na yun, we have to purchase yung mga equipment pa sa Manila eh. Tapos dadalhin sa community, lalo na sa mga nasalanta pa, no. Yun yung mga yun yung mga may hirap na na part ng ginagawa ng kanlungan, pero nababayaran yung lahat ng nung makikita mong naitulong nun, or yung saya na makikita mo, madadatnan mo sa community despite halimbawa na nabagyo sila, no, na may naitulong kayo, merong relief, no, na feeling sa kanila, no, kahit papaano. So yun, maraming challenges. Imagine for 31 years, no, maraming ups and downs yung grupo, pero sulong pa rin, no, tuloy-tuloy pa rin kami sa kanlungan, no, and tayong mga organization.
Grabe, naisip ko lang nung sinabi ni Kuya Cute na 21 years in the movement. So, naisip ko parang, grabe, like, hindi ko siyang kapatid yung movement nila. Kung siya kapatid, but same age kami ng kapatid. Pangkapatid yung org.
Oo, kaya parang tinuturing ko na, yung kanlungan talaga, siya yung sinasabi kong panganay kong anak. Yun, as in,
tama. That's so beautiful.
21
That's so
years,
beautiful.
No? So imagine ilang taon ako noon nung sinimulan yung kanlungan. Baka 2 years old.
Thank you, Kuya Cute. Top on to Aaron. Ano yung mga nakakaloka?
Ironically, if si Kuya Cute yung challenge niya is nung pandemic, what I always say is that it was always very hard to convince school administrators, especially in our end, to have esports in our school. But when the pandemic started, all of the student gamers found themselves in a very familiar place, which is in front of their computers, in front of their gadgets, and we decided to take esports online, which was very easy. Like the transition and the logistics of it is very easy. And at the beginning of it, I think the challenge was, as I mentioned earlier, nakakaloka talaga on the paperwork, especially on how you need to sell it na, hey, this is worth it. A lot of students are into it, and this is how it benefits. And at the time kasi, right now, like esports is very rampant. A lot of people get into careers into esports now that they've discovered a lot of opportunities, especially in the back end. But 2 years ago, it wasn't like that. That wasn't the case. You get to be banned in school pa nga if you skip on class playing games or something like that. Tapos the stigma is that gamers are very toxic and all of that. So we had to climb up that mountain. We needed to communicate to everyone in society na there's something out of this, and if we do it right, then a lot of people are gonna win. So not only in their games but also in their education as well. So this is why like scholarships are very helpful, and thankful enough na a lot of supporters have been in the space ever since like 2 years ago. So I'm really thankful that we overcame that obstacle na nakakaloka nga. But yes, now that we're back face to face, it's all easier. Now a lot of schools are doing esports activations and gaming activations. But at the end of the day, the students need to be helped as well. We're just supporting their hobbies. My director actually is the same with Ate Ona. Na Sir Eric is actually the head of the Little Theater group of San Agustin. So he himself understood that his hobby back then was taboo, but if he's not gonna do it, then who is? So a lot of people back then wasn't fans of theater. Na theater's not gonna get you anywhere. That like 30 years ago is what he said to me. And he was like, he sees the same passion in our group back then. That's why he chose to support us, which is, it was very helpful. Now you get to have someone believe in you, and then it would be halfway done. You just need to execute it properly. So thankful for Sir Eric. Shout outs if he's here. And that's how I overcame my nakakaloka moment.
That's very beautiful, no? When we talk about people supporting us, and I really like it when Aaron said it's already halfway done if somebody supports you, and I feel like that's true for a lot of us. I mean, tayo was built on partnerships, built on people helping each other. Um, and until now, that's the same truth for tayo. It's a band of people working together to make something work, for a bigger cause, which is the Filipino youth and retelling their stories. Thank you so much, Aaron. And one last thing, I just want to point it out na parang I also learned from my mentor na if your dream job doesn't exist, then you create it. And I think that's the very thing that happened to a lot of people here with us tonight. Diba? Thank you so much, Aaron. Hana?
Okay, siguro I'm gonna share two things. So, yung one, medyo soft. Tapos yung one, medyo
Nakakaloka
nakakatawa
talaga.
in a sense. Oo, ganon. So, siguro din tayo sa soft side of things. Medyo nakakaloka siguro yung advocacy in itself. Kasi it's very emotional eh. You know, we get to be on the first line. Kumbaga sa victim survivor community, frontliners kami. Kasi we have to hear their stories, their experiences. And so we have to bridge our services to them. And ayun, minsan lang syempre as a volunteer organization, it's very difficult to keep the fire burning. Kasi even if you wanna keep on helping those people, if you, ikaw medyo nahihirapan ka pa rin to accept, for example, sa akin siguro yung what happened to me, since it's also happened to me personally. So, mahirap talaga siya. But siguro it's a balance in a sense na it's a challenge, but at the same time it's an opportunity for me to overcome that challenge. And siguro yun din yung na-experience ng members ng Sulong kasi actually Sulong is for and by the victim survivor community. Most of our members are also victim survivors who wants to change the narrative for the community. Tapos yung nakakaloka talaga na hindi ko, siguro nakakatawa din in a sense, is meeting each other. Kasi nga, purely online organization kami. We started during the pandemic. We've been operating purely online ever since. So, alam niyo, sa totoo lang, we're a group of like 100 plus members and we never had the chance to meet each other aside from Zoom. So, nakakaloka yun always for me. Kasi 2 years na kaming nag-ooperate as an organization. We've known each other for so long, but we haven't seen each other's faces. May mga nagkikita like 1 to 2 to 3 members because some of them, they are studying at the same university o kaya they live near each other. But really as a group, we haven't been able to meet. So I'm really hoping that before 2022 ends, makita ko naman na yung faces ng Sulong Philippines, the people who made it possible.
Grabe, grabe. That's a story of a lot of youth organizations. I mean, kahit nga ako, when I joined the tayo secretariat, na parang nakakaloka yung, never pa kami na-complete until now, yung tayo secretariat. Nakakaloka yun but it's beautiful as well na sobrang dami ng 100 plus people. I mean, that's a feat in itself. But I
Yeah.
do hope na you'll have the chance to meet all together.
I
Kasi
hope so too.
nothing beats human interaction. No?
That's true.
Correct. Thank you, Hannah. Ate Ona.
Yeah, other than the pandemic, which is obviously, I think that's a very common nakakaloka na moment. For Yata specifically for theater, because after some time, alam mo, like, as you said, Ryan, you know, we gain some sort of a demand na somehow. And there's a lot din kasi na who requests for performances na parang last minute. Alam mo yun, so
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people understand na it should be like 2 months at least before the actual show. So we have had quite a number of nakakaloka moments na parang, alam mo yun, parang 3 days before the show, you're thinking, can we pull this off? Are we sure na magpa-perform talaga tayo in 3 days? But you know what? It's really such a magical thing when you work with young people. Kasi somehow we always pull it off and people never realize na everything was done. Alam mo yun? Because also, and this is what our Nanay Desa keeps on reminding us, our artistic director, community theater is good theater. And so we never settle for less because tatlo yan eh. Obviously, you have the advocacy. You want to make sure that you want to get your message across. Another one would be, and as an organization, we have to be strong. You know, we have to support each other. But really, if the quality of your work is also not good, diba? Parang you're still not gonna achieve your objectives. And so we always make sure, even if walang budget, no, yung nagre-request ng show, we use cloths. If walang budget for sets, we recycle our old sets. Usually nga, yung costume namin, obviously, I think this is the experience of everyone, ukay-ukay. Diba? We don't have Manila budgets for our shows. It's never the reality. Kapag may mga representatives kaming pinapapunta sa Manila for workshops on, for example, set designing, nasa-shock yung mga taga Manila kasi they're thinking, are you sure? 50,000 for one show? Kasi yun nga, parang ang laki-laki na ng 50,000 for Dumaguete. And so, it's always, yes, it is nakakaloka because it's always crunch time. Pero usually, parang hindi mo na naaalala. Parang you just laugh about it after the show na, wow, ang crazy nung nangyari. I can't believe na we did that. So, yeah, common with the others then is, I think yung main nakakaloka moment that really also struck us was really the pandemic. But also, we still tried to find a way to still reach the community. Imagine it's theater. It's not supposed to be online. But we had to teach ourselves na i-video yung mga performances namin. We also realized nga na, oh no, hindi nga pala natin binivideo ng maayos yung mga performances natin in the past. Because when theater companies started sharing their theater shows, wala kami masyadong share online.
Right.
Kasi all of us, usually kasi whoever is part of the production is like getting like 3-4 roles at the same time. Alam mo yun, hindi na namin naiisip na dapat para may person na nagbi-video properly na parang it should be a full show. Yung mga videos namin is yung parang one angle lang. Hindi, unlike other shows na may mga naka-zoom in.
It's a full production.
Yeah, full production. We didn't have that. So that was a big wake-up call then for us. So a lot of nakakaloka moment when you are in an organization that is naturally a theater organization, but always fun and always worth it.
I think what's common with what Ate Ona shared with everybody else, I feel like especially if you're a growing organization, we need to be resourceful. I think everybody has had a like their own share of being resourceful na parang wala tayong pera pero may gusto tayong gawin, di ba? And then you just envy all these people, these organizations of bigger money to work with. But like, kaya nga in tayo, important yung resourcefulness, like how you were able to manage your resources. Because it doesn't mean na you have a 100,000 budget for a project or 1 million budget for a project. It automatically makes you part of the Tayo Awards or like a Tayo 20 awardee or a Tayo 19 awardee. Because we check, we make sure na parang, uy, baka you're just exploiting your resources. Kaya, level din siya sa level of impact that you were able to do with your money. Yan. Thank you. We're moving on to the later part of the program, and this is just to parang iron things off. As a Tayo alumni, you've always have the chance to simply like move on and forget about your experience from Tayo and everything else. But for some reason, you said yes tonight. You said yes to reconnecting with us. And of course, it's obvious for Hannah and Aaron that we are still connected, but it was still your choice to say yes to Tayo, despite the many activities that has happened for the past year with you. And for Pia Cute and Ate Ona, it's been years since we reconnected with you. So, why did you say yes to Tayo again? Let's start with Hannah.
In a sense, I think I'm never gonna say no to Tayo because I found a family in here. One of the things that I really parang was able to get because I am a part of the Tayo network is camaraderie. Like, yun nga, sobrang hirap kasi nung ginagawa namin as an organization that you have to face what you experienced in the past. And whenever I look into Tayo, I realize I'm not the only one. Kasi there's so many kabataan, there's so many youth just like me, volunteerism exists talaga. And what's important I don't want to let go of it. Parang this is parang a platform, a space for me in which I can remind myself na, oh, we're not alone. Sobrang daming kabataan na katulad natin na may kanya-kanya ring mission and vision. And so whenever I need to boost my morale and at the same time, parang boost the morale of my members, parang we always reflect na, oh, we're a part of the Tayo network and hindi lang tayo yung ganito. There's a lot of groups of youth that are helping each other. So if they can do it, if they are fighting for it, then we should also.
I think that's very much like what our previous guests has said. Like last week, we talked about being an alumni of Tayo, and they mentioned what they loved so much about Tayo is the concept of Tayo. Like Tayo reminds people that we have to move forward together. Like you're not alone in this fight with whatever fight that you have. Kasi from the name itself, Tayo, it's collective. And I think that's a branding that we have to explore and solidify. Tapos sabi ni Kuya Val, I think I need a cut for creating a brand. Ayun. So thank you so much, Hannah. Ate Ona.
Yeah, alam mo, ay, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think my internet came back. Okay. I actually was not there at the time na we were awarded, but definitely our Tayo engagement has really empowered us to plod through and believe in our capacity to create, just new possibilities despite the limitations, the scarce resources, and the reality even of young people. And I'm sure there's a lot of mention na nga na diba, it's very difficult to have members to commit to the organization nowadays. Young people are going through so much. There's so many challenges, and yet Tayo, being part of Tayo always reminds us as an organization na really anything is possible. Walang imposible. So we're always grateful and we're always thankful to be part of this network.
Thanks, Ate On. Again, when we talk about the Tayo network, I find it really beautiful that we're able to bring together people from across the Philippines. Like when I say across, it's from North Luzon to South Mindanao. We're able to band them together. And kaya nga, like right now when people ask me, Ryan, do you know someone in this area? I'm like, wait, may award ba kami dito? Or like, Ryan, do you know someone whose advocacy is like this? I'm like, wait lang. And then we recommend. I feel like that's what also we do na in Tayo. Like we network people, and that's a personal goal that we want to do in Tayo for the next 20 years, or for breaking this decade, for the second decade. We want to connect people better, especially our alumni. Kaya cute?
Yes, bakit kami bumabalik or ano? Syempre isa to sa form ng pagpapasalamat din syempre sa Tayo, no, yung pagsuporta pa rin sa advocacy ng Tayo. Just imagine ang daming binuksan na pinto ng Tayo sa organization, no. Hindi lang sa kanlungan, siguro sa lahat halos ng organization na nag-join sa Tayo. At pangalawa, syempre nakakatuwa na may nami-meet ka pa rin ng mga kapwa alumni mo kahit sa young generation. Yan, katulad niyan, no, na nakakasama mo sa mga katulad na ganitong activity. And third, syempre nakakabata din, no? Kasi yung aspiration ng Tayo, yung ginagawa ng Tayo is talagang very youthful siya, no, ang sarap balikan ng mga alaala, no. Kaya pag may mga ganitong Tayo talks, may mga activities like yung mga Tayo week, no, na naiimbitahan yung mga alumni na nagpapasalamat kami kasi hindi kami nakakalimutan ng Tayo. So bakit kami makakalimot sa Tayo, di ba? So talagang maganda yung pamilya nung Tayo, masarap na magkakasama pa rin, no, at hindi humihinto yung relasyon. Yung aspiration natin na magsulong, no, ng mga kanya-kanya nating advocacy sa tulong na rin ng Tayo.
Ayun. Alright, medyo naglag yung internet ko a little bit. Welcome to the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen. Ito po kami sa Pilipinas. Thank you, cute. Aaron.
For me, I'd always love to push forward the notion that our win as Sage Esports isn't only for us as an organization, but for every student gamer and every student gaming organization in the Philippines. It helps us break that stigma and sends a message to other student gamers, especially in Manila and in Mindanao, that this is doable, and this is a message that we can send to our school administrators. It's actually doable. We just need to do it in the right way, and it's in a win-win situation. That's why I'm still staying here to send that message. On a more personal note, I do agree with Ryan that being able to have that network of leaders, because I still often think that a lot of the Tayo awardees are student leaders, which is my bad. But yes, I was what I was trying to say is that, for example, for me, I have a personal advocacy when it comes to environment and life on water. So, for example, I needed a product that would help me, like, make the lives of the fishermen easier. And I do know someone at the community back in, like, north of where I'm from. So, it's easier to solve problems, especially that if something has been done like across the Philippines, it's just easier to connect with them and then like say, hey, do you guys mind expanding to here? I can just help you with the funding, et cetera, et cetera. But that's like in the future. I'm still working at a young age, so I'm not sure if I can fund that right now. But of course, being here and like speaking my thoughts into existence, it's easier to have basically funding if there's someone who's inspired of what you do and like have no time, then you can do it for them. And that to me is the beauty of like staying here and like getting to know a lot of people who are in the Tayo network, especially outside of our batch, because this is the first time that I've seen Tayo 3 awardees. I was like, oh, this is the first time I'm meeting someone from the Tayo awards that has one digit next to the Tayo word. Because we're like, and then, whoa, Tayo 3? What? So it's like, wow, that's a lot of years. And for me, that's just funny and really interesting at the same time. It makes my mind stay curious. I think is a good thing, which is why I'm really excited for Tayo 20 and see a lot of the innovation coming from yung kabataang Pilipino and see where it takes us whole as a nation, especially in these tough times.
Yep. That's what we're hoping to do in Tayo 20. I mean, more than just... Kaya nga yung theme natin ay Siklab because we want to celebrate the past 20 years of the work that the youth have, the Philippine youth has done for this country. And one way to celebrate that is to bring everybody together. So we're hoping to bring everybody together soon. Sana may nakikinig dyan na may maraming pera. No. Seriously, we hope to like connect people better in Tayo 20 and for the next year. So thank you so much for saying yes always to Tayo. Ayan, break muna ang ating speakers and our guests tonight. Every week, every episode, meron po kaming Ask Tayo. And then meron po tayong Tayo Asks. But tonight, unahin na natin si Tayo Asks bago tayo mag-proceed. Our Tayo Ask question for tonight is, give a name of... I'm sorry. Parang may mali. Hindi yun yung question. The question is, what is the theme for this year's Tayo Awards? Again, what is the theme for this year's Tayo Awards? So for the people watching, feel free to comment. Ang first na mag-comment na tamang sagot will get 100 pesos GCash from Tayo Awards courtesy of Coca-Cola Foundation and San Miguel Corporation. Again, what is the theme for this year's search for Tayo Awards? Atin yang babalikan. For our alumni, we have one last question. One question that's that was sent over to us. What are you looking forward to in for Tayo 20? What are you looking like as an alumni of Tayo Awards? What are you looking forward to in Tayo 20? We start with Kuya Cute. Ano tayo? Ascending order tayo.
Ako lagi taya. Um, Siyempre, we're expecting na, mas marami pa talagang sasali ngayon considering na malayo na yung narating nung tayo at mas nakaka-surprise yung mga initiative na mga hindi mo akalain na magagawa pala nila yun, no? Yung especially ang bansa natin, we're struggling ng different crisis ngayon at andyan syempre yung kahirapan pa rin, nandiyan yung yung misinformation, disinformation, nandiyan yung yung inflation, nandiyan yung kawalan ng trabaho, yung sa edukasyon, but still magugulat tayo na na merong response yung mga kabataan. So we're expecting na na talagang for Tayo 20 mas hinihigitan pa ng hindi lang doble, hindi lang triple ng mga participating organization, yung mga nagawa ng mga past Tayo awardees, ng mga past Tayo participants and joiners. And we're expecting na syempre mas marami ding pakulo pa si Tayo, mas maraming opportunities na binibigay pa si Tayo this time, no? Ganun talaga pag 20 na, ibig sabihin nun talagang established na talaga, no? So yun, and sana nga makasali pa yung kanlungan, no? We're still aiming na baka for our third time manalo pa rin ng Tayo, no? And so
ayun, ibang sila, hindi sila contented ng 1, ng 2, pero magpagtatlo pa sila Sige. Hihintayin po namin ang Kanuan Pilipinas Movement for Tayo 20. Thank you, Kuya Cute. Ate Ona.
Tayo has always been there for so many years and it has done a great job. So for sure, whatever you have planned for Tayo 20 will be phenomenal. That is for sure. But we in Yata would personally wish na sana mas marami pang mga youth groups, especially from remote areas and those who are geographically disadvantaged. Those that come from those communities na maabot and ma-capacitate para din ma-document ang kanilang mga initiatives and mabigyan ng recognition. So if that is at all possible for Tayo 20, that would be great because obviously it's so much easier for those who have access to propose to Tayo, di ba? And but what about those na they do have a lot of activities that they're doing, a lot of advocacies that they're pushing for, but hindi masyadong nakikita within sa radar ng Tayo. So I don't know how that can be done, but I'm hoping that is something that will be possible through Tayo 20.
Yeah, that's also what we're trying to work on. We're trying to reach as much communities as we can, because when we reach more communities, we're able to tell more stories. And when it's about the storytelling part, it's shining through, shedding light on issues that people are experiencing. I just recently found out na, for example, there are communities na very basic lang ginagawa nila. They're aiding communities in obtaining a birth certificate because it's not a common thing in their community. Alam mo yun, like that's very simple. But it addresses a really big need because if you don't have a birth certificate, wala ka identity, you have no rights to ownership. So alam mo yun, like we want to reach communities and stories like this so that people will know that, okay, may mga communities pala talaga na ganito pa. Diba? We want to reach these communities. Thank you so much for that reminder, Ate Ona. Aaron?
I personally would like to speak in behalf of my batch because we had an online awarding. So, yan. Alam na yan ni Ryan at saka ni Hannah. Di ba, Hannah?
Ang galing mo doon. I was about to say that also. You got that right.
But yeah, personally, I'd like to get to know more of the Tayo alumni, like I mentioned earlier, and get to know more of their stories as well. Because I feel like I'm gonna learn so much just by listening to other people's stories, especially people who have more wisdom than me, especially at this age. I'm just 23, and I'm looking forward to learn from older people. In that case, since this is a life that it's more of an adulting phase for me, because it's basically from being a college undergrad to facing yourself in the real world. So what are the tips and tricks, and how have you overcome this, especially at that age? Like, what was it like joining Tayo for you back in the day, and with the lack of technology, right? Like, with the lack of these internet platforms, how did you basically move forward with the ship and like keep your team together despite the struggles and like lack of advantages when it comes to technology? So those are the things that I would like to learn, especially in networking groups. Like during International Youth Day, Ryan was back in the US at the time, but I was able to meet a lot of people, especially Hannah was there as well. It was my first time meeting her in person. So those are the things that I look forward for. And especially with the pandemic being over, please don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure Tayo 20 awarding is going to be in person, so hopefully we can attend those as well as alumni. So yeah, so looking forward for this year. So good luck to all those who are signing up, and don't lose hope. And I guess that's my message.
Thank you, Iran. Gusto mo yan, Hannah? Sure na raw siya na in-person yung awarding. No, we pray for an in-person awarding. I feel like wala akong nakakausap na tayo 18 and tayo 19 awardee na ang wish lang nila ay physical awarding. Kasi like, that's something that's never happened to you. But yeah, we will try to work that out, Aaron. Hannah?
+1 talaga. Parang support ko din yun. Kasi I also want to experience. Tsaka gusto kong masali din yung batch namin sa mga slideshow, di ba? Ng Tayo Awards. Looking back, sana naman may picture rin kami doon. But kidding aside, siguro yung nilook forward ko, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, di ba yung batch namin, medyo record-breaking yung number of entries that was submitted.
Yes.
I think it was
Yes.
900 plus. I recall correctly.
933.
Yeah, ayun. So, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward. Sana ma-beat yun ng Tayo 20. Kasi imagine,
Sana.
if we're gonna reach 1,000 entries, that means 1,000 youth organizations are more than willing to tell and share their stories nationwide. So, parang nakakakilabot. Imagine, ganun kadami yung mga kabataang Pilipino na handang-handang tumulong para sa bayan. So, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to with Tayo 20.
Salamat po sa walang sawang pressure, Hannah. Yun, tumatay na hindi ang binibigay nila pressure. Gusto ko sure daw si Aaron na physical yung awarding. Ayan, welcome back to the Philippines. That's a full experience po of being a Filipino. Mahina yung internet. Sabi ko nga, salamat sa walang sawang pressure from Aaron and Hannah. Aaron be like, I'm sure the awarding is physical. Hannah will like, let's break 933. Thank you po. The best talagang tayo 19. Anyway, before we let go of our guests tonight, we just want to bring back the question, what is the theme for this year's awards? And the person who was able to get the answer was Jasmine Kimberly with her answer, Siklab. Ayun. Our theme for this year, na-mention ko yun kanina, purposely, minention ko kanina, na yung theme natin for this year is Siklab. Kasi nga, we want to reignite, we want to celebrate communities, but we also want to ignite more initiatives and programs for our community. So for Jasmine and Kimberly, feel free to message us in our Facebook page on Instagram or on Twitter, where you're comfortable to claim your prize. It's not that you're going to claim your kung kailan talaga patapos na yung episode, no? The best talaga. Nakaka ibang level. Anyway, before I get up again, we have more prizes to give, so feel free to watch out for any challenges, activities, and more Tayo Talks episodes that we are going to do in the next few weeks. But like tonight, I would also like to put another opportunity for everybody watching. On October 22 at 5 p.m., we have a Fellows Hangout and Info session for the YSEALI Academic Fellowship Spring 2023, hosted by YSEALI Amplify 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the academic fellowship, and we're going to talk about the opportunity of being an academic fellow, and we will give a chance for our YSEALI alumni to share their stories as well as their application process and how they can mentor you into acing that YSEALI Academic Fellowship application. Again, to everybody watching, our awards is still up. Please join us for Tayo 20 kasi gusto ni Hannah na ma-break yung record. So, please join us for Tayo 20 Awards, or the 20th search for Tayo Awards. We're still open. Our applications are still open. Our deadline is on October 26, 2022. So, wag nang mag-cram. And feel free to send out your applications for tonight. Again, maraming salamat to our guests who join us for tonight. We've been wonderful in sharing your stories to the rest of the Tayo community. We hope to see you soon in person. Maraming salamat sa mga dumaan, sa mga nanood, at sa mga nagstay sa ating Tayo Talks for tonight. Sa ating audience, thank you so much. And for the past Tayo panelists and Tayo hosts, thank you so much for being part of the Tayo Talks Tayo 20 series. We don't have a Tayo Talks yet, but we will be sure to come back. Again, iniimbitahan namin kayong lahat sa launch, sa application ng 20th search for Tayo Awards. Ang deadline on October 26, 2020. If you have any question, feel free to reach out via Instagram, via Twitter, via LinkedIn, or via Facebook and send in your questions, or kahit sa comment section. We'll be very much happy to answer to that. But if anything, you just want further information, feel free to visit our website for updates and questions at www.tayoawards.net. Again, tara na! Tayo na sa pagsiklab sa bagong dekada. Muli, this is Ryan Esolana. Lagit-lagi para sa kabataang Pilipino. Maraming salamat at magandang gabi. Bye! Thank you!
We have been with you for 108 years, sharing happiness and creating moments together. But now is the time, more than ever, to go beyond by showing up in times when we are needed the most, to reaching you wherever you may be, to serving the ones who need a chance to recover, to rebuild, to restart, to help uplift the lives of other people, while protecting and preserving the resources we all need to survive. It's time to do more than just good. Now is the time to give more, do more, be more. For you, for the communities we serve, for a better future shared by all. Coca-Cola, go beyond good.